Hi everybody, it's JoJo and I'm here to do a scary story time. So these are back. I have a few planned for you guys. So we're gonna get started. I have my Wicked Apple Halloween candle from Bath & Body Works burning right here. I have on my Vampire Blood Mist and my Enchanted Candy Potion Body Cream by Bath & Body Works. Put some more on. And we're gonna do a scary story time. So I also have an ASMR story time coming. I'm gonna read a Harry Potter book. I'll probably do that with the lights on. I'm gonna read a little Harry Potter book and ASMR for this month as well. That's not gonna be a scary story time. It's just gonna be me reading like I've done before ASMR when I'm reading like a storybook to you guys. Okay, so this is going to be a story of when I dated a vampire. Yeah, you know, they do exist. There are cults or people that think or they live their lives as vampires. However, I was left in the dark. I did not know he was a vampire at the time. So I was out at a club one night with a friend and we were dancing. It was the club was not my type of club. Like, a lot of people were gothic. A lot of people were like all in black and really dark and everything. It just wasn't my vibe. But I stayed with my friends because my friends wanted to do it, and so we were dancing. Whatever. This guy came up to me. This happened like a few years ago, and this guy came up to me, and he was like tried to dance with me and everything, and I was just like really, you know, I was like, he was cute, you know, of course he was all in black, you know, he looked, I couldn't really tell, but when I saw him later on, he did look pale, but he seemed cute, so I was dancing with him or whatever, we got each other's phone numbers, and yeah, so what happened was that he asked me on a date. And it was around 4 or 5 o'clock. The sun was just about to go down. This was like a few days later after we met at the club. And the sun wasn't all the way down yet. So I was like, you know, can we meet at this place or whatever we were gonna go? And he was like, no, I gotta wait. Something came up, I have to wait, right? I was like, okay. So, finally, the sun finally all went down and it was pitch dark out. Now it was like 7 o'clock at night. And he was like, okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready. I was like, okay, so let's meet at the restaurant again. And so we did. So we met at the restaurant and he told me, listen, you know, I'm not allergic to anything. You can order whatever you want. I just don't like garlic, he told me. Like, I don't like anything garlicky, anything like that, so please don't order anything with garlic. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I really don't care for garlic anyway. I thought he meant like he didn't want to kiss a smelly breath. That's what I thought in my mind at the time. He didn't want to, like, you know, kiss me with a garlic mouth, you know, because that's gross. So he said, that's fine, I'll order something else, whatever. So I ordered like a chicken or whatever, and he ordered a burger, but he wanted the burger really raw. Like really, like he said, like they asked him like, how do you like it cooked? And he was like, don't even cook it. Like, I like it right fresh out of the refrigerator or whatever. And I was just like, you don't want to cook it? He was like, yeah, okay, cook it a little bit, but I really like it really, really, really rare. I was like, okay. That was a little weird, gross, but I was like, whatever, it is what it is. So, we had our food, and then he took me on a stroll in the moonlight. You know, we were walking in the moon, like walking, whatever, and we passed a church, and he got really, really, really anxious. He started to sweat, and he was like, we gotta move fast, move fast, move fast. Let's just go past this church. I don't even want to look at it. And I was like, okay, okay. So we ran past the church actually. And he was like, I want to take you somewhere romantic. Okay, so we kept walking. And then we went to the cemetery. I was like, okay, this is romantic, right? Whatever. So we went to the cemetery. And he was like, yeah, so I think we should just stay here for a little while and whatever. So we were like talking, getting to know each other. He was like, most of his family are dead. He said he doesn't see his family because most of them are dead and they're not here, they're not alive anymore. And I started getting weird vibes off him. I don't know. I started getting really weird vibes off him, and I just was like, I don't know. I feel like this was a mistake. Like, he was cute, but I feel like this was a mistake. So we went in for a kiss, we were kissing each other, and he bit my lip really hard. And I was like bleeding a little bit. It was like really hard. I was like, ow. He said, sorry, I'm into a little like, I like a little rough. I said, well, I don't. I said, don't do that again. He's like, I won't. So he starts like going to my neck, and I like when a guy sucks on my neck. I really love that. Like, I love when a guy like really like, sucks on it. Like, it turns me on. Like, I just love it. But he takes a bite, like a real big bite out of it. And it felt like he was like sucking. He was like biting and sucking. Like, he was trying to suck blood out of my neck. And I was like, how? Like, what the fuck? I said, why did you do that? And he was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I get too excited. I said, listen, take me home. Like, I'm not feeling this. I want to go home. So I'm walking home with him. Like, I'm walking back to his place. And he's like, well, why don't you come in for a little while? Like, you're here, just come in for a little while. And I just was like, I don't know. Like, I felt weirded by it, but then I felt like under pressure because I felt like if I said no, like, I didn't know what he was gonna do, so I was kind of scared. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll come in for a little bit. So I went inside. Immediately, I went into his apartment. I immediately noticed all the windows were painted black, and it was covered, and there was like all the windows were covered in black. Like this black tar. And then I saw like this like big wooden thing in his bedroom, and there was a pillow and like a blanket in it, but it was like this big huge wooden box. It kind of looked like a coffin, but it wasn't a coffin because it was like just a big wooden box. And I was like, oh my God, like I was starting to get really, really scared. And then I started hearing like this weird noise, and I was like, what the fuck is that? He goes, oh, that's my pet bat. I have this pet bat. And I was like, okay. So I look, and he shows me the pet bat in a cage, and I'm like, I got like really spooked. I was like, oh my God, this is a really bad idea. I was like, I feel like he's gonna kill me, chop my body up. Like, I got really scared, right? So then, I finally was like, he was like, I have to go to the bathroom. He goes to me. So he went into the bathroom. And that's when I really started to look around his apartment. I go into his fridge, and I just see these vials of blood in his refrigerator. Like these things of blood. It was in a carton, but it looked like fruit punch, but I don't think it was fruit punch. I started like seeing like all this like creepy books on his bookshelf of like resurrecting people back from the dead and like all this creepy shit. And I was like, ooh, like I wasn't feeling it anymore. So before he even got out of the bathroom, I ran out of his apartment. I ran out and I booked it down the stairs, and I left. I called an Uber and I went home. That was it. So I figured, like, I blocked him and everything, so I figured I was never gonna see him again, thank God, right? I had this really bad, like, bite mark on, I started to get bruised on the side of my neck, and I started getting, like, really worried that he, like, infected me with something, so I went to the hospital, and they said that, you know, it's just, like, a bite mark. So I noticed that, well, no, I noticed this later on. So I did notice that, like, his teeth were sharp, but they weren't, like, fangs. You know what I mean? They were just, like, he had, like, sharp teeth. But they weren't, like, fangs or anything like that. So I don't know if this guy was dreaming about being a vampire, really wanted to. I don't think this guy was really a vampire, right? I don't think he really was a vampire resurrected from the dead. I think that he was living his life as a vampire and wanted to be a vampire. But vampires are not real, of course. But in his mind, he really wanted to be one. So he was acting as if he was a vampire and living his life as one. So it was that one night. This was like a week after our date. I was out one night and I was with a friend and we were just sitting down and I was actually telling him the story of what happened with this guy. And I looked up for a second, I saw him. The guy, the vampire, I saw him staring at me through like the glass window of the restaurant. And I was like, that's him, that's the guy. And he turned around, he was like, oh my God, like, is that really him? I said, yeah. And I see like this smile, and I really saw his fangs then. He was like smiling creepy through the window, and I really saw like the fangs then. I was like, oh my God, I got so scared, like, oh shit. So I got up and I said, can we please move our table because this is creepy guy staring at me, I want to move. So we moved to a different space in the restaurant where you couldn't see him staring through like the windows, like it was in like a private room. So I got really, really like, thank God, right? Another thing I noticed in his apartment, and I didn't forgot to tell you guys this, there's no mirrors. So there was no mirrors in his bathroom, and there was no mirrors anywhere. He had no mirrors in his apartment. So that made me think, okay, he doesn't want his reflection, right? So anyway, so then I was like, oh my God, like, is this guy stalking me? Like, I really got worried. I was like, oh my God, like, I think he thinks like, since he bit me, like, I'm his territory now, like a dog pissing, you know what I mean? Like pissing like on his territory. Like he was like, he bit me, like I'm his now, right? And I think like when he was looking at me through the window, I think he was trying to put like this trance on me and trying to control me with his mind because vampires are known for that, like controlling people with their minds. I was just like, oh my God, like I was like, I think he's really trying to like get in my head. And like, so I went into the private room and I got away from him. And I was just like, you know, I think it's because it's nighttime now, right? So he's out, it's nighttime. So I got scared. I was like, I gotta just leave the house during the day because he won't leave his apartment during the day because he doesn't come out during the day. He's very against it. So I was like, okay, so at nighttime. So I was like, at nighttime I cannot leave this house, only during the day. So when it started to get darker out for the next few weeks, I just stayed home. I went right home after I got home from work. I even told my boss, I said, please don't give me no night shifts for right now. I have a stalker that only comes out at night and I'm really worried. I even told him where I work, so I got really scared. And so then I just stayed home at night. He didn't know where I lived, thank God. But then I don't know if he followed me home one night, you know what I mean? So after that, after like a couple of weeks where I only left the house during the day and I only came home at night, I didn't see him anymore because of that. And then I think eventually he got the hint that I want nothing to do with him and he finally backed up off me. Like I didn't see him again after that. And I told my friends I don't want to go back to that club again at all, and we never did. And I basically told my friends, I said, I think he was a vampire. I think he wanted to be a vampire. He really thought he was. And I think that he was a vampire. And, you know, I was really afraid that I was like, I don't know if he's going to try to eat me and find me and get, luckily I escaped. I don't know what he was doing in the bathroom. I have no idea. I guess, well, vampires have to pee too, right? So I was like, maybe he was peeing and then, I don't know, like trying to freshen up or whatever it was. I don't know what he was doing or what he was getting ready for in the bathroom, but I was done and out. And for him to follow me that one night with my friend and I was also really creepy. I didn't tell him I was going to that restaurant. No one knew I was going to that restaurant with my friend. So I don't know how he found me. I guess he was just following me at night. But then that stopped, of course, when I didn't leave the house at night anymore. So when I did start to leave the house at night again, it was like a month later, I got really worried. I was like, oh my God, is he gonna come out and find me now that I'm leaving the house and stalk out? And he didn't. I never saw him again. And thank God for that. But it was great. I was creeped out. It was definitely one of the worst dates of my life. Obviously, yeah, I went on a date with a vampire, and it was really scary. And I wish I never went back to his place. But then I'm happy I did because I really got to see everything for myself crystal clear, and that's when all the pieces started to come together, and I really started to connect the dots, and I was like, this guy is a vampire. He is a vampire. He thinks he's a vampire, and I'm going to get killed. He's going to eat me or kill me, and I'm gonna be fucked. So I do think if I stayed that night in his apartment, I didn't leave and sneak out of his apartment when he was in the bathroom, I think I would have died that night. He would have tried to kill me and eat me or whatever it was, and I think I would have been his next meal, honestly. So I was really afraid. And thank God I left that apartment and I did not get killed. Thank God, because that was scary. I was scared. So that's my story, my first scary story time of me dating a vampire. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to do a few more of these, of course, throughout the month. And yeah, spooky season's here, and I can't wait for you guys to see what I have planned for the month. This is my favorite time of year, so get ready for more scary story times, get ready for more Halloween vlogs, get ready for, I uploaded the Halloween makeup tutorial before this, but there's going to be another Halloween makeup tutorial coming towards the end of October, the Bride of Chucky one. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.